So this is a 78 Tama Imperialstar set. It's 13, 16, 18, 24 with the Zola coating in it and the fat re-rings. Um, the Zola coating is like a speckle spray that they put inside. A lot of companies did it in the 70s. With Ludwig with the granitone. I think it adds a little bit of low end to it. These aren't highly valuable drums, but they're great. They're solid drums. And if you look back in the day, a lot of people played them. I think Copeland played Imperialstars. I know like all those iconic Tom Petty records, Stan Lynch played Imperialstars on them, and I believe they were the same vintage. And if you listen to those records, they just sound awesome. So this set, I had to buy 4 drum sets total, like 3 other sets with this to get it. I tried to get the kid to separate this from the others, but he wouldn't, so I bought the whole package. And it actually worked out really well. I sold the other 3 sets and the extra stuff he gave me, and actually made money and got the set for nothing. So it worked out to my benefit. A little extra work selling everything else off, but like I said, I'm into this for basically nothing. Plus made money. So I had to go down to New Bedford, Mass for this set, and it's a beautiful old fishing town with some sketchy areas. And that part of this drum hunting thing is sometimes you have to go to the less desirable areas. And that said, I've never had a bad experience doing it, and everybody I've always met has always been really nice, really helpful, and you just gotta use your wits about it. You know, don't bring a bunch of cash into a shady area. That's it. You know, lock your money in your truck or car or whatever. But it worked out really good. It was on it was in the attic of a triple decker, which for those of you not from this area, a triple decker is like a 3-story house, and each floor is an apartment, and they're usually really good sized apartments, you know, 3-4 bedroom. And this was in the attic of one of those, so 4 flights of stairs to get 4 drum sets out and probably 20 cymbals and a bunch of other stuff. Luckily, the kid had a bunch of friends there at the time, and they all helped me bring everything down. So I really only made like maybe 1 or 2 trips, and they brought everything else down for me. Great people, you know. You never know. Like I've lived in some less desirable areas in my time, and I've always met really great people there. Yeah, there's some people you don't want to associate with, and that do bad stuff, but for the most part, the people living there are really good, hardworking people. From my experience, I've had some bad experiences too, but never to do with drums. Everything I've ever done involving drums has always been a positive experience. So I'll pop in a picture of the load of stuff I got with this. I believe I still have one. It filled up my truck. I had like no room for anything else. And by far the most I bought at once from one person. So from what the kid that I bought it off of told me, he got it off of a good friend of his that was a huge Bonham fan, and he had altered some of the drums. He put wood hoops on the bass drum. I sourced the correct metal hoops for it. He had a Ludwig rail consulate on it. I removed that, sourced the correct mount for it, and I put bolts in the holes from the Ludwig rail consulate, which is an old school thing. You'll see on a lot of vintage drums, people who move mounts around, added things and this and that, and the old school remedy for that was just to throw some bolts in it. Now I may rewrap this this bass drum and plug the holes. I'm not quite sure yet. As of right now, this tom is an original to the set. I still have the original tom I got with this, but this one popped up pretty cheap and it was in way better condition. So I grabbed it and it's an exact match. It's got the fat re-rings, the same exact tone controls as the other ones. It's a same exact gear. If anybody out there has a good black 14 by 24 Imperialstar shell, I'm your guy. I'd buy it. With the price of wrap and time and everything, if I can get a whole new shell for the bass drum reasonably, I'd rather do that. Plus these old Tamas have a special grommet in them that you can't buy anymore, and they're not super easy to get out and salvage it. So if I rewrap it, I may have to change out the vent hole. That won't be correct. And not that I'm super stressed on that. It is what it is. But again, if somebody out there has a 14 by 24 Tama Imperialstar shell with the Zola coating, and it's got to have the fat re-rings though. I'm not like super matchy and stuff like that, but and I'm not into altering vintage drums, but the fact is a lot of people did back in the day, and this is the stuff you come across is extra holes and stuff like that. So if anybody has a shell, I'd like to work something out. You can message me a comment here, and if not, I may just clean this one up the best I can and call it done, because like I said, these sets aren't highly valuable. So for me to spend the money and time on wrap, I don't think it would be cost effective if I ever wanted to sell this someday. I always try to keep that in mind when I'm restoring these sets. I don't want to put more money into them than they're worth. I like the opposite. I like things to be worth more than I paid. That way you're never losing money. So I'll get you guys up close to this and show you what I'm using for heads and stuff like that. And, we'll go from there. And if you like this content, please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. And we'll get you up close to this. So on the bass drum, I just got a smooth black head. I forget what brand it is. I always remove the logos. Probably a Remo. But it's just a plain smooth black head I added the logo to. And with a felt strip. That's like my go-to on front heads is the felt strip. And so you can see where he had the Ludwig rail consulate, and you can see some of the wrap is pretty beat up on this bass drum. It may clean up okay, but if I can source another shell for a reasonable price, I'm gonna do that. If not, I'm just gonna clean it up the best I can probably, or rewrap it. I just haven't decided yet, but you can see this tom is in beautiful condition. That's why when it popped up and it was a very reasonable price, I grabbed it. It's already clean. I don't even really need to restore that. I need to actually source some correct spurs for it. So on this, I got the smooth black head on the front, and I got a Super Kick 2 on the batter, which was actually on it when I bought this set, and it sounded good on it and it felt good. So I left it. Typically I like the power strokes, so the Amads, these Super Kicks usually feel a little too dead to me, but on this I think it sounds good, so I left it. And it feels good, which is important. On the top I got EC2s on all of them, and I think on the bottom I got I think I just got Remo Ambassador, clear ambassadors. I don't care about mixing and matching heads, brands and stuff like that. That's not important to me. Actually, if you look at this one, it's still got the Ludwig Rocker bottom head that was on it when I got it, but it tuned up fine, so I left it for now. I'll probably put a Remo Clear Ambassador on it as well, and using my older 5000 pedal with this one, and my Tama Mastercraft snare, and that's got a HD dry on it. This snare is awesome. I got it from a guy up in New Hampshire. He gave me a really, really good deal on it. Drove 2 hours, an hour each way to get it, but thankfully gas wasn't as expensive back then. And for cymbals, I get some A Custom 14-inch AA medium thin crash Sabian. That's just a vintage 18-inch Zildjian crash, and I think this might be a Zildjian A medium ride too. Maybe a Ping. I can't. The logo's rubbed off it. I got it somewhere. It's pretty filthy and everything, but sounds good. So that's it. So I'll pop in a clip of me playing it. And again, thanks for watching. That's this one. Thanks for watching.